Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for that gallant. Thank you so much. I appreciate. So I'm to deliver a keynote speech. It's a keynote speech, so please don't ask me questions after, please. I'm just joking, but it's a keynote speech. I'm here to deliver a keynote speech on data privacy and security in the age of AI. I'm representing the Honorable National Commissioner of Nigeria Data Protection Commission, in person of Dr. Vincent Olatunji. He sends his regards. We have some international visitors currently around that he has to host, and he couldn't make it for this event, but he sends his utmost regards. So I'll delve right into the speech. Please, wherever you may need some clarity, maybe at the end of the speech, we can have a brief conversation on it. Now, this germane topic is at the forefront of both technological innovation and ethical debates. So as a data protection regulator, I am acutely aware of the immense potentials of AI, how it can transform industries, it can transform sectors, it can also enhance services. I'm sure we've heard from what the demo presenter just talked about, at how that AI that they are getting or they are developing or creating can actually revolutionize the health sector, and it's a very good one. But we understand that with this great power comes greater responsibility. Now, the integration of AI into our daily lives raises critical questions about how we protect personal data and how we maintain security in an increasing automated world. I'll give us an example of an AI that all of us know, even if we may not use it, the Meta AI. Now, like every AI model in this age, the very data that fuels AI's capabilities is often personal and sensitive. So when we've used, I'm sure when AI just puts that is Meta AI on WhatsApp, I know the first few days that we were trying to use our WhatsApp, we'll try to, maybe mention someone's name, and automatically it just goes to the Meta AI, and you're wondering, what happened? I want to chat with Ada, and I'm going to Meta AI, and I'm asking about Ada. So it also gave us that we didn't really understand it, so immediately it just took our data. Now, imagine the kind of information you may have wanted to give Ada, and that information, by mistake, you didn't actually intend to do it, and it just enters into Meta AI's algorithm. So you have personal information and sensitive data that you actually transferred to Meta AI without realizing what it does. Now, AI relies on the data sets provided by data subjects in order to improve its performance and effectiveness. The demo presenter also mentioned this. Most often, data subjects impute their sensitive data without realizing the AI models retain this information uploaded to improve its performance. In ensuring data privacy and security in the age of AI, we must comply with the Nigeria Data Protection Commission Act. The demo speaker was saying that you don't have a problem with data privacy and data protection, that they don't process data. But the truth is, once you collect data, you process data. So please, demo speaker, Quantum, we are waiting for you at the Nigerian Data Protection Commission to come and register with us and let's know what your processes are about. Thank you. Now, you must comply with some sections, no matter what sector you are or what you're looking at. You must comply with sections on principles of processing of data. You must comply with the section on lawful basis. So why are you getting that data? What lawful basis? What law is giving you that power to get that data? You must comply with consent. Now, for the demo, what he said was they present it to you, and then you by yourself consent. You consent by saying you want to use it or you use it. But I don't know, I've not looked at that. Does it actually, even if I want to use your solution, is there a place where I can understand exactly what it is you're going to be using my data for? How you're going to be using my data. So even that consent requirements and the mechanisms ought to be in place, even if I just, say I want to use it. It's not just by me saying I want to use it or me going on it. There must be consent requirements that we're able to look at. Then, of course, you must comply with Section 39 of the NDP Act. Now, realize that compliance is cheaper than remediation. I know a lot of people just feel, data protection is just, it's just data protection. Now, what is it really? We can pay. I'm sure we've heard of fidelity. Yes. So if you can pay, that is the realm of the payments. You're talking of 200 and something million. So I think between me and you now, and with what the demo speaker was saying of 95,000 for Raspberry 1 gig, I'm sure we know that it's easy to comply rather than going to pay the 250 million. Now, AI technologies have a significant impact on data privacy due to its ability to collect, analyze, and make decisions based on the vast amounts of data. So that demo, I'm going to be using him because that's what I meant. He collects, he analyzes, and then he makes decisions. I know he was saying about in the future where they can pair you to a doctor and then pair the doctor to a hospital and all that. So this AI, this emerging technology offers numerous benefits, and advancements in the various fields, but it also raises concerns about how personal information is handled and protected. In order to ensure the safe processing of data subject personal information, I talked about Section 24, and I'll just briefly explain the principles that are adhering. The first principle is the lawfulness, fairness, and transparency principle. Now, you have to implement explainability measures where AI decisions can be interpreted and understood, and it can help address this issue. For instance, if an AI system denies a loan application, the applicant should be provided with a clear explanation of the factors that led to that decision. Now, if you are, I'm going to use the demo now because this is outside. Now, if I say that, okay, I have headache and I have a lump, for example, and I put it on that solution, and then the solution tells me I have cancer. That's 0 to 100, right? But really, those are maybe symptoms of cancer. Now, but that AI model should be able to explain to me how we got to cancer. Why didn't it just get to stress? Why did it go all the way to cancer? So you have to have those explainability mechanisms in your AI solutions. Then other principles that you have to look out for is the purpose limitation. What is the purpose for you collecting that data you're collecting? The storage. How do you store that data? How long do you store that data? You also look at the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Can I access that data anytime? Is it available to me alone, or me, the doctor, and the solution provider, or me, the doctor, solution provider, and any third party that is just available to give me medicine? So you need to understand that all these things need to always be at the utmost priority of any developer. Then, of course, accountability and accuracy. I'm going to give us an example of 2 AI chatbot systems that we use. I know most of us probably know about ChatGPT. Who knows about ChatGPT? Please, I know about it too. Let us help ourselves. But I don't know how many of us know Claude AI. Now, it basically does the same thing as ChatGPT. However, researchers have come to understand that the privacy policies and the privacy stance of Claude AI is better than ChatGPT. Remember, all these AI models work and rely, in short, they breed data sets and all that. Now, when you look at the 2 privacy policies, now ChatGPT does not even have anything. It doesn't even tell you anything on retention at all. But Claude AI will tell you that your data is automatically deleted after 30 days. Now, ChatGPT will tell you that you can delete your personal information, and it will give you a link to how to go and delete your personal information. But for Claude AI, you can delete everything from its server. However, we all love ChatGPT, right? Because it makes work easier for us. Yes. But so what you always do is always a balancing act. What will you sacrifice for the other? So for me, I would say, okay, I really don't care. I'll just be very, very mindful of what kind of data I put into ChatGPT. So I'll make sure I don't put things like my name, even if I want, do you understand? While another person will say, I really don't care. I can put in anything, but it gives me a larger outcome. And those are the kind of differences you need to look at. You don't just use AI platforms just for usage. You should understand the privacy policies that work behind it, the rationale behind all their models. Now, developers of AI technologies must, as a necessity, have a robust framework for the concept of consent. I talked about this earlier. Users should know and understand exactly what it is they are consenting to, how and why their data will be used, where it will be stored, who it may be shared with. So for us, for any of us here that are developers here, I think you should read the Nigeria Data Protection Act. Section 27 talks about, consent and talks about the kind of information that is provided. Then also, in cases where consent goes beyond a direct person to others who may interfere with the said user who has directly consented to the applicability of the AI, developers must be aware and ensure appropriate mechanisms. And I'm going to give us a use case. So have we heard of this AI wearable device called Friend? No, it's very new. It's going to be launched in the first quarter of 2025. Now, it's a very interesting AI. Oyibo people are trying because while we are still battling with fuel, and some people are thinking of not talking to one another, they are thinking of having an AI that they will wear as a pendant, and they will be talking to it, and the thing will be talking to them. But now this AI wearable device now, it tells you that it's your AI companion. So what it does is that it leverages on the Bluetooth technology. So it will be on and your phone will be on. It hears everything you say, everything you do. It sleeps with you, wakes up with you, bathes with you, does everything with you. So everything, you're taking ice cream, it's taking it. And you can ask him, oh, do you like the flavor of this ice cream? I'm wondering how that AI will answer that question. Probably maybe when you do, it's not, okay, I think I like the flavor of that ice cream but now, when I go out on a lunch date with someone, and I'm wearing my AI wearable friend, what then happens when I am conversing with you? You don't know about that device. Even if you know, you have not consented. But I am the one wearing it. I have consented. What happens to the concept of consent in that particular instance? Because consent, now they'll tell you that consent is direct. But in things like this now, you know that consent is not just direct, it can be indirect too. Because I am now because that AI is listening to what both of us are saying. You didn't consent to that, did you? But it's coming out in first quarter of 2025. Let's see how it goes. So AI technologies present several potential risks to data privacy. It stems from the ability to collect, analyze, and act upon those things. Now, some of the key risks of AI, and I'm all friends with AI. I love AI. It makes work easy for me. But some of the key risks that we have to take into cognizance when we are developing these things or even using it are, one, data breaches. Now, AI systems often process and store large volumes of sensitive data, making them lucrative targets for cyber criminals. Data breaches in AI applications can lead to unauthorized access, theft of personal information, and misuse of data, compromising individuals' privacy and security. Now, this goes without saying, even in your own your offices or wherever you stay, you use a system, even your phone, you know that there's a propensity for it to be hacked or for it to be breached. Now, imagine if you have that AI wearable friend that has all, I can't even wrap my head around the kind of copious data that something like that would be having. And then imagine it is hacked into. So all the things that you don't want anybody to hear, just imagine people hearing all your thoughts about them, whether they are good or bad. Now, also, another risk you'll be looking at is the privacy violations. Now, the use of AI algorithms to analyze and make decisions based on personal data can result in privacy violations. The insights generated by AI models may inadvertently reveal sensitive information, impacting individuals' privacy rights and confidentiality. Another risk is algorithmic bias. Now, according to Harvard Business Review, bias is inherent in all AI systems, and this is something we must. I said, I'm just coming from another engagement, and we're talking about bias. And I told them that it is follow-come. The reason being that already we have bias inherent in our system, in our model. That's why we have human rights issues. Now, you're taking this same set of people that are either propagating this bias or trying to reduce this bias into that sector, so into all these AIs. So automatically, you cannot, if I am a masochistic person, or that word, the word I'm talking about. If I am that person in the normal life with you, and then I have the opportunity to create AI models, automatically my bias would follow me into that AI, because it's the only way I can reason. It's the only way I perceive things. So Harvard has already told us, and which is true, that it is inherent in all AI systems. They make decisions based on the training data that you have given them. Now, it may include human decisions or reflect historical and social inequities. So if I say that I'm a bigot, or maybe I'm a tribalistic person. So imagine them telling me that I should create an AI that would give jobs to people. Excuse me. It goes without saying that automatically, because I am a tribalistic person, any AI I will probably develop will be tribalistic. Now, this can lead to discriminatory outcomes now in decision-making processes, particularly in areas such as hiring, credit scoring, and law enforcement. Now, let me give us a real use case of credit scoring. So I have a colleague that he tried to apply for the UK visa one time, and they denied him. And of course, I'm a lawyer. So you know how lawyers we behave now. He wrote. You know, they gave him the decisions why they did not give him the visa. 5 years down the line, he finally got the visa. And then 6 years after that, 5 years, then the 6th year, he tried to apply for a credit card in the UK. God. So what these people told him, you would not believe that this guy earns in millions here. But for there, they don't care. Because at first, what the UK law enforcement had of him was already bad. They didn't even go through their retention policy program, because their retention policy tells you that you should delete a data after 5 years. They didn't do that. So they still had that bias against him. So they couldn't give him a credit card. He had to after bringing all the statements and how he has the money and how him and government in Nigeria, they are working and they are doing everything. It took them a while to get there. So just imagine how biased, and they didn't see him just because someone put a red dot on his application and then his credit scoring was very low. Another risk that we can see is the profiling and behavioral tracking. Now, AI technologies can analyze user behavior and preferences to create detailed profiles of individuals. Now, while personalized recommendations and targeted advertising can improve user experience, they also raise concerns about intrusive profiling and behavioral tracking that can infringe on individuals' privacy. I know that the demo speaker talked about it and how he said that his solution doesn't go towards that area, but it's something that happens. It's a risk. Now, data misuse is also a risk. And then lack of transparency. Because I want to use your data, I will not necessarily tell you what I want to use it for. And because we are very short-sighted in that we just want our answers out, we don't actually question what these data are going to be used for. So I know that not necessarily recently, but there has been talks about how when AI gives you outcomes, that it should actually quote where it's getting those outcomes from. So if, for example, it tells you what this Harvard Business Law Review has said, it says, give credit to them. Let us even know where it's coming from. That this AI is not just manufactured. You are collecting it from people. So give us. So, you know, really, normally when we talk about plagiarism, right? And we also put it through this thing to see that our processes are not plagiarized, and then we give names. So if human beings that created you can actually give credit or give due to whom it is due, why can't you as an AI algorithm? Now, in order to mitigate these risks that I've talked about and other risks that are potentially posed by AI, organizations must comply with Section 39 of the Act, which provides robust security measures to safeguard sensitive information from unauthorized access or misuse in the age of AI. Now, some of these security measures that were provided in the Act are the encryption, the access controls, the password generation, pseudonymization, and anonymization. So I believe I'm talking to tech people, so I don't need to explain any of this. Then, of course, it goes without saying, periodic assessment of the risk of your processing activities. How often do you go back to monitor? How often do you do an audit? Today it can work. Tomorrow, will it still be the same thing? you need to always ensure that you have periodic assessments of your data processing activities and data processing systems. Now, the impact of AI technologies on data privacy underscores the importance of implementing utmost compliance to data protection laws. Now, I'm going to be speaking briefly on the ethical guidelines, because the truth is that while you're doing all this, there needs to be ethical considerations, because we know that AI is here to stay, emerging technologies is here to stay. Now, ethical guidelines, which involve not only adhering to legal and regulatory requirements, but also considers the broader societal impact of AI. Ethical AI development includes ensuring that AI systems are fair, they are accountable, they are transparent, and they respect the rights and dignity of individuals. So the last engagement that I was in this morning, we're talking about how AI does not take into cognizance the gender aspect, gender diversity. It does not take into instant undeserved people, minority, people with disabilities and all that. So you just go, it's only ChatGPT that, at least for most of us, is ChatGPT that we know, and you have to have eyes, hands to, impute whatever you want into it. So how does it take into cognizance the fact that there are other sectors and other kinds of individuals that want to use those AI models? Now, I'll give you a use case. Companies are creating AI for ethical considerations. Companies are creating AI ethics boards to review and provide guidance on AI projects, ensuring that the systems developed align with ethical principles and societal values. Security practices like regular audits, encryption of data at rest and in transit, and use of secure software development practices to mitigate risk and safeguard individuals' information in the digital age. An example of this is Elon Musk's car, I think the Tesla, but I think 3-4 years ago, so what they tried to start doing was that they'll get a whole lot of people to try and use the car. Then even outside the car and in the car too, they have cameras to detect, so intrusive mechanisms to, okay, how do I look at my left, how do I look at my right? So imagine what you're supposed to do with your eye to tell you stop, go, and all slow. Is an AI mechanism that is doing it, and they're having a whole lot of, mechanisms to detect any intrusion. So in the event that a car is coming against you, it knows when to stop, it tells you how to stop, or it doesn't even wait for you, it stops by itself. So your car will, the self-driving cars actually, since they are still in the process of being made, they actually make sure that they take into consideration all the ethics that needs to be in place. Now, by addressing these challenges and promoting responsible data handling practices, we can harness the benefits of AI while protecting privacy rights and ensuring the data security for all. Furthermore, data subjects can take steps to protect their data privacy in the age of AI. So when we are saying this, it's not just the developers or the creators of this AI that have a responsibility. Me and you, data subjects, we also have a responsibility. It's as good as ensuring that where it is not necessary, don't give out your data. Remember when banks, then when we're not online, when banks would give you their form to fill when you want to open an account, then their terms and condition is so small, in one box corner like that for those. It's so small that you cannot even read it. Talk less of even if you want to read it. I know that 90% of, what is 90? 98% of us don't want to read it. But the 2% that want to read it cannot read it because it's so small. They'll just tell you sign, and go. But now, we are now digital. So if you put it on your system, you can zoom to 120 so you can read it. You have a responsibility as a data subject to read. I know that they say, there's this thing, I don't like it, where they say that if you do not want to make Africans, put it in a book. We need to break that stereotype. It's not just trying to break stereotype on AI. It's too far. Let us start with the one that has been existing for a while. Break stereotypes. Read. Sometimes you may not even want to read. So when you're tired, all that thing that they wrote, all those, carry it into AI. Summarize. It's as easy as that. And you can get the salient points that you need to get. Now, you have to be mindful of what personal information you share online. You have to use strong and unique passwords. How many of us is our password our date of birth, or our spouse's date of birth, or our children's date of birth? Show of hands. Nobody. Also, okay, I forgot. I'm talking to tech people. So we have very sophisticated passwords, all right? All right, that's good. So you have to turn off your location at every point in time, and then your Bluetooth on your smartphone. I know that we know that your Bluetooth and your phone records what you're saying. I'm sure that we know that, yes. So you also have to block third-party cookies on your browser, and then you have to regularly review your privacy settings on the websites you visit and applications you visit. Now, you have to educate yourself about data privacy risks and best practices, which is crucial in safeguarding personal information in the digital age. The responsibility is on me and you. The responsibility is on the developer of AI to ensure that privacy is entrenched in everything we do. In conclusion, data privacy and security are paramount considerations in the age of AI, where the increase of data and the rapid advancement of technology poses significant challenges to protecting individuals' privacy and securing their data. By implementing transparent practices, robust security measures, awareness, we as stakeholders can work towards building a more privacy-preserving and secure environment for the responsible use of AI technologies. Thank you so much. Are there questions? Any questions?
Testing.
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. My question is, why is Nigeria setting up a data regulatory agency now? Why not 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Why now?
Okay. So I'm the government, but I'm not the government. That's one. But the truth is, so we've had, now we have a commission, because the truth is you cannot have a regulatory commission without any law mandating you or backing you up. Realize that in Nigeria, for you to be a parastatal or a ministry, you have to have a law that backs you up. It's the law that gives you that power. However, the journey of data protection is not just today started. Because you have the commission today does not mean that we've not been doing. We have the Nigeria Data Protection Regulation of 2019. When was the GDPR enacted? 2018. So it's not as if we've just been sitting down and not doing anything. We've actually had, opportunities. We've had soft laws that have been there, that have been guiding. And then we have the Section 39 of the Constitution, which is where we draw our powers from, which talks on privacy. So yes, the Commission is new, and we have accomplished great things, but the concept of data protection and privacy is not new, and it's something that has been done for quite a while. Any other questions? Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, my name is Chinedu Onyemechalo. I appreciate your delivery. While you are talking about data and consent, something came to my mind, and that is the policy that empowers like loan companies. I know most times I receive calls for somebody that took loan without my consent, and they be calling me complaining about somebody I never consented to them to give loan. So I don't know why, if there is policy that guides that, for them to call people at random to complain about something I never consented to.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. So I thought I was going to expect it, because it's a question that everywhere you go, they just keep asking you, loan sharks, loan apps, and all of that. Now, in the course of the last year, we had over 1,000 complaints just for loan apps, and we investigated a whole lot of it. And then we came up with some kind of collaboration with FCCPC, which is the commission that oversees that. And now what FCCPC did was that it looked through these companies and loan apps, and now, so if you go to their website, you will know the ones that are approved loan apps. Now those ones, we've been able to talk to them on how to have ethical practices. Do you understand? Don't just send people information. But you need to realize that this is a seedling that is just budding. You can't, let me give you an example. So when we're doing a part of an investigation, we realize that one entity can open 10 companies. So you will just see A company. And then all those other loan apps, this thing, like 10, 20, 15 are under that one. So there is no even address to even say, I want to even go and meet these people. So there is no even way of getting these creators or wherever they are. But the other thing that can be done is that if we do not go against these people, you go through the data subjects, me and you that are using it. How well are you informed? How well do you know what is happening with the data you're giving? Remember, when you go for this loan, when you go to go and ask for this loan, there's a place they actually ask that they will collect your phone data. But me and you are looking for 50,000 naira just to feed our family. So we don't read the fine lines, right? And then you just consent. They consented to you. You consented indirectly by giving that person your phone number. And it's unending. But what we try to do is that we try to call these loan apps and the organizations to the table. How well do you practice ethical behaviors and considerations? How well do you ensure that it's not just sending all those, and it's something that is gradual? So if there were 1,000 that were doing that were following that kind of approach, it's no longer 1,000, it's about 900. We are doing good work, right? It may be slow, but the truth is that it will come to an end after a while. But me and you have a very critical role to play when we actually go to those loan apps and collect the loan that we want. Thank you. Thank you so much.